back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network. Chris Holman here from our studios at the Capital Region International Airport. We're going to spend a little time right here in mid-Michigan, as a matter of fact. David Lee is the president and CEO of BRD Lansing. Perhaps some of you viewing noticed that, all right? David, it's good to have you on. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Good. You know, this is interesting because it wasn't too many years ago. I was under the impression all of you printers were going to be dead by now, that there was no more direct mail, that was being replaced by the internet, etc. What happened?
Well, a lot of people have heard that I've been here for 40 years and I've heard that forever, and it's simply not true. It's still, the market research has been done for years. Your best bang for your buck, if you want to advertise your company, is direct mail. And it just continues to prove itself to be the best way to advertise.
Well, it's almost like people got scared off it for a little while and then realized they weren't getting the response that they wanted, you know?
Correct. Correct.
Yeah. So let's talk about you very quickly and how you got in this print business and how long you've been in it.
I started here when I was in high school.
Hmm.
Waverly High School back then had a print shop in the high school, and I learned how to run presses in high school and went to the Career Center in Mason for vocational training. Started here while I was in high school, and I was going to join the service after a couple of years, and here we are. Next month will be 41 years.
Got a little sidetracked there, bud.
Got a little sidetracked, but yeah, it's been challenging. All the printers out there know it's challenging. Like any other business right now, it's very, very challenging to survive, but we're doing well and hopefully continue to prosper.
So you, as a matter of fact, do a lot of things. I mean, people think of a printer of, I'll take them this, they'll run it off on the presses, they'll give it to me at the back door, and I'll pay my bill. There's a lot of things you do there, and I know that because you've done a lot of them for us.
Yeah, I mean, we do, traditionally we're ink on paper is our forte, but we do a lot of promotional products. We do a lot of, backdrops like behind your office there. We'll do just creative. If you want a logo design, we can do that. If you want an ad campaign setup, we can do that. We're
Yeah,
not just putting ink on paper.
yeah. It's pretty amazing, and it was to us when we saw your full spectrum of services, so to speak. So tell me about 2024. Give me a highlight or two there because you did go under some transition.
Yeah, I mean, 2024 was the best sales year we've had since COVID. COVID, like a lot of businesses, got hit pretty hard. So our sales were they're not to pre-COVID numbers, but we're getting there. We're more efficient now. We're a little leaner than what we used to be, and the year ended well. I'm looking forward to a good 2025.
Well, and you had another addition there, and that is one of the biggest machines I think I've ever seen. Tell me about that. You put a new press in.
Yeah, back in April of 24, we put a brand new RMGT 5 color LED UV press, and that press allows us to be way more efficient than we were before. The sheets come off the press 100% dry. Make ready time is non-existent. A lot of things that the old presses just couldn't do that we can do now without really breaking a sweat.
So let's talk a little bit about 2025. What are you envisioning there?
Well, hopefully continued growth. We've got some new customers we didn't have before. This press has allowed us to go after some work we didn't even try to bid on in the past, and we've opened some doors with a few new customers, and hopefully that just continues. And it's just a matter of like a lot of businesses trying to find more talent, finding more people to hire, and I got positions I just need to fill, and that's always a challenge for everybody.
You know, that's kind of interesting because my next question was going to be talent. Are you able to get it? That's the number one stumbling block for business in the state of Michigan right now is getting talent. And when I look at your career path, because that career center out through the ISD,
Hmm.
the intermediate school district, just turns out people in that circumstance. Yeah, I'm presuming your recruiting goes to that sort of a thing. Get out there and see what they're doing, etc.
Yeah, we try to. They've changed a lot of how they do it out there as far as in our industry. What we've been finding is I just try to find qualified people that run printing equipment, bindery presses, so forth. And on the same token, we've taken some people that have never seen a print shop before and started training them from the ground up.
Well, it's kind of interesting because you mentioned that off air at an earlier conversation we had, and that is that this is fortunately one of those industries that you can learn as you go, and you don't necessarily have to be totally prepared for it.
Yeah, that's correct. I've had a number of people that have started here from the ground floor and worked their way up. Our most recent, I had a driver that started with me years ago. Now he's my estimator. He worked his way kind of through the area and started doing things. I just hired a young gentleman last week that's going to be a press room trainee. So we're going to train him to be a pressman, and hopefully he wants to learn a career, wants to learn a trade, and hopefully he'll grow and learn with us.
Well, and by the way, these guys make a very good living, so that's another thing they should keep
Yep.
in mind. David Lee, President and CEO of BRD Printing, thanks so much for being with us, and thanks very much for what you do every day, which is to make money so you can employ people in the state of Michigan.
I take a lot of pride in that.
All right. Thank you very much for being with us. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. We'll be back with more.